Hey everybody, it's Charlie. We gotta talk about this mystery Submariner movie that Marvel's cooking up for Phase 3 of Phase 4. What a surprise they're announcing all these new Marvel projects when they're dropping Infinity War, Spider-Man Homecoming's getting ready to happen, Guardians of the Galaxy. So there are gonna be all kinds of Marvel movie videos coming. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get everything. There's a Marvel giveaway going on at the end of the video that I'll explain. But the deal is there's supposedly a mystery Namor movie called The Submariner that's getting ready to shoot later this year in Hawaii around the same place that they're shooting the Inhumans TV series. Some of you may have seen some of the animated versions of the characters in different TV shows that Marvel's done.
This was gonna be boring.
I am from the world beneath the sea that lies just outside your window. We have endured your pollution for centuries, but we shall suffer it no longer. Know that I am Namor, ruler of the kingdom of Atlantis. Your time in the sun is over.
I just want to assure you all that this has absolutely nothing to do with the experimental explosives I've been inventing in the lab.
You're doing what?
Dr. Richards, we're having a visitor.
Namor!
Someone else to fight.
The 10 really important things you need to know is that this information comes from a production tracking service that also broke the news about the Inhumans shooting in Hawaii. They track all the projects that go into development under their working titles. So number 9, the Inhumans TV show that's filming in Hawaii is not the same thing as this Submariner project. That doesn't mean that they're not connected, it just means that the working titles for both of these projects are different, meaning that they're separate productions. They never shoot anything with the real name of the movie or the TV show just to maintain an air of secrecy. So for instance, Thor Ragnarok shot with the working title Creature Report, so that's what it said on all the scripts, all the trucks, all the production equipment, just to throw people off a little bit, although everybody knows when they see Chris Hemsworth walking around with Mjolnir what kind of a movie they're getting ready to shoot. So the working title for the Inhumans TV series is just called Project Next. This Namor project is called The Submariner. Number 8, the Submariner name is only ever used to refer to Namor. That's his alias. It's like calling Tony Stark Iron Man. You wouldn't shoot some random Marvel project and call it Iron Man if it didn't have anything to do with Tony Stark. So whatever it is, wherever it's going to drop, whether it's a TV show or a movie, it's going to be based on Namor's character. But because of who Namor's character is, a lot of people are wondering if Marvel's going to change him and turn him into an Inhuman, and it'll have something to do with this Inhumans TV show, but also kind of be a separate thing. It could also exist in that same way with the Marvel movies too, where it's relatively self-contained, kind of like Doctor Strange is self-contained. So if it doesn't work out, they can just fold everything up and put it in a corner and nobody has to remember it. Number 7, the name itself, Submariner, is named after this poem called The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, but Namor is actually taken from Roman. It's literally just Roman backwards, so he's named after the Roman Empire. But number 6, the even bigger thing is that he is Marvel's first mutant. Now, not because he's the oldest mutant on the planet in the context of the story, it's because he's the first Marvel character to debut in the comics as a mutant. He debuted in 1939 during a comic called Motion Picture Funny's Weekly Number 1. And I know that sounds like the most serious thing ever, very grounded in reality, but the story that he debuted in is super hardcore. It's a simple revenge-based plot that explains both how Namor is a hero to his people, but a villain to the surface dwellers. So he attacks this research vessel when it comes near Atlantis, killing the crew, bringing their bodies home as trophies. Freaking hardcore considering the title of the comic is Motion Picture Funnies, but the way they explain the twist is that his mother taught him to hate surface dwellers because long ago they came to Antarctica where Atlantis was, conducted research experiments that killed a lot of Atlanteans. So these are revenge killings. He's just protecting his people, but in a really hardcore way. Number 5, there are a lot of Aquaman comparisons. The Child of Two Worlds, they're both kings of Atlantis. Namor started first in the comics, so make of that what you will. But the reason both Marvel and DC can use Atlantis is because it's a public domain idea. It would be like trying to copyright America or Europe in the comics. Could you even imagine Marvel or DC going to each other and saying, you can't use America in the comics because we used it first. It'd be ridiculous. Number 4, the main reason why Marvel has not pursued a Namor movie in the past is mostly because of movie rights issues in the fact that the character is not that popular. He's not even that popular in the comics. He's very big, but he's just not one of the marquee Avengers characters. When Marvel started making their Phase 1 movies, they had already sold the rights off to Universal. They just got those back 7 months ago. So now they can do a Namor movie anytime they want, but they already have so many movies on the schedule that Namor just is not a big priority for them, which is why you haven't heard a lot about him till now with this mystery movie that's getting ready to shoot in Hawaii. Way back when Universal still had the rights, they tried to make a version of the movie with Christopher Columbus. That never made it off the ground. Before they got the rights, there was even a Saban Entertainment, that's right, Power Rangers, Haim Saban, tried to make a version of the movie in 1997, but it didn't happen. Cut to now when it looks like we might actually see a version of that happening. But number 3, this is really cool. He has got huge history with Black Panther's character, another big movie that Marvel is in the middle of shooting right now. In the comics, they even updated Namor's backstory to make it closer to Black Panther canon. So originally, his father was a researcher on a vessel studying in Antarctica. He fell in love with an Atlantean princess, and out popped Namor 9 months later. So later, Marvel retconned that just a little bit. In the updated version of the story is that research vessel that came to Antarctica was looking for vibranium deposits. Vibranium, we know, most of the vibranium in the world exists under Wakanda, so everybody wants it. More recently in the comics, Namor's been more of a straight-up villain for Black Panther. So also graying the line, number 2, he's a founding member of the Illuminati. Marvel is slowly moving towards Illuminati-type things in the Avengers movies, which is a big deal. But his inclusion on the team is mostly because of the scope of his domain. He's also really powerful, but just like Black Panther, he is the king of a great body of people, making him a very important person in the world. The flip side to that is that he also spun out of the Illuminati and helped form the Cabal, the evil version of the Illuminati. Thanos, Maximus the Mad, Terrax, Corvus Glaive, Proxima Midnight, Black Swan, and Maker. Their first base was actually located in the ruins of Wakanda after a series of attacks from Namor and the Atlanteans, as well as incursions from other realities. So that was part of a bigger story leading up to Marvel's Secret Wars. You don't have to read it in the comics, but it was part of Namor's arc in becoming this really great villain who was trying to protect reality, but at the same time doing really terrible things. So number 1, that's why they're going to have to change a lot about Namor's character, because he's a mutant in the comics. They can't do mutants in the movies. They would have to make him enhanced. That's the term that Marvel's been using if they don't want to make him an Inhuman. Like Scarlet Witch and Spider-Man, they have biologically based powers, but they call them enhanced. It's just based on the idea of Kevin Feige not wanting to totally commit to the idea of Inhumans in the MCU yet. So it's sort of their funny way around that problem. And his backstory with Black Panther is going to have to be a little bit different because the Black Panther movie is already introducing so many characters, so many ideas that they don't want to overstuff it. So to try to explain his backstory with Namor would just be way too much. So if they're going to do Namor in the movies eventually, they're going to have to streamline his backstory the same way they're streamlining Captain Marvel's backstory so that it's just a little bit simpler and it doesn't bump up against copyright issues. But let me know in the comments, what do you think is going on here? Is this going to be connected to the Inhumans TV show, or do you think that this is going to be something for the MCU? But what's going to be happening next is the embargo for the Logan movie is up, so I'll be doing a video for why it is the best X-Men movie, not including Deadpool, of all time. Logan is the kind of movie that will make you feel like Fox knows what they're doing, like when they did Deadpool. Okay, they can actually make really good X-Men movies. This is totally going to turn you around on their new strategy for the way they do movies, so that'll post Saturday, but it'll be non-spoilery, so don't worry because the movie's not going to be out for a while. but giveaway stuff. So I'm giving away copies of the Doctor Strange DVD, Blu-ray, digital download, whatever you guys want. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video, just like the other giveaways that I do. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in that next video. While you wait for that to post, you can click here to watch that Black Panther teaser again, and you can click here to learn about the new things that they revealed about Star Wars: The Last Jedi.